All right, what's up, guys? My name is Justin, and in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to create and design a NFL logo in Fusion 3D. We're going to make a Lightbox. We're going to go from all the way from finding the PNG photo, from designing it to getting it to the printer. So if you guys want to follow along step by step, this is by no means my way of doing it. I have learned this from other people, so I'm going to share my knowledge. Maybe there's some things here that I do differently that they don't, but we'll see. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hit the like button. This is my first video. So if you have any questions, hit them up down in the comments down below. And today we are going to make a Arizona Cardinals Lightbox here in Fusion 3D. So let's get into the video, guys. Okay, first off, like I said, we're going to do this from scratch. A lot of these videos, they already have the PNGs, and sometimes people get confused on where to get them. So, so what we're going to do is you're going to go to your computer, you're going to go to Google, and you're going to type in Cardinals logo PNG or whatever. This is going to work for any other logo that you guys want. Some logos are going to be harder than others just because of different curves and, you know, colors and things like that. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be a tutorial for the Bambu printers only. You can do this with other printers, but it's going to be hard to get that color change in there. So what we're going to do, we're going to find a good PNG right here. This looks like a good PNG. We're going to right click. We're going to save image as, and then we're going to go ahead and download it there. So once you got that downloaded, wherever you want it, you can go ahead and close out of all of this. You're going to go ahead and install a program on Windows called Inkscape. So what Inkscape is kind of like, it's kind of like a Photoshop in a way. I only use it for this. I really haven't messed around with it with anything else. But we're going to convert that PNG image into a SVG image for Fusion. We got to make sure we get all the good lines and everything in there. So once you have this open, we're going to open up our Cardinals. You guys can't see what I'm doing, sorry. We're going to open up the Cardinals folder. We're going to drag it over here into whatever. Yeah, sorry. I forgot the name of it already. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to shut this down. And then we got our big Cardinals here. Now you can definitely make this smaller. Doesn't really matter, honestly. Oh, geez, we don't want to do that. Don't do that. Let's Control Z back. All right, when you hit your resize, hold down Shift and then do it. That way it won't extort it or anything, which I think it did. I'm going to redo this. Delete that. Let's put a new one in because I think I distorted the image. Go to Downloads, Cardinals, drop it in there. Now, before you resize it, is there a way to see? Oh, yeah. Hit your minus button. That zooms out. Hold Shift. Don't hold Shift. My bad. Hold Control. That's it. Control. See, you guys, I'm no pro here. This is raw nature here. All right. Get it right in that general area is fine. Your plus sign on your keyboard is going to zoom in. Okay, so now you see the little preview over here. This is what it's going to look like in SVG. We don't want that, though. We want the interior lines and the red and the beak and stuff, right? So you got this little threshold slider here. You're going to go back or forward, whatever you want. The more you do it, the more it's going to fill in. So we want that one. That way we have all the lines here. We've got the black outline, the red inside, the black here, the eyeball, and the beak. Everything looks good. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit apply. It's going to save a copy right here. Now we have our SVG right here. We're going to take our file. We're going to save it. And I'm just going to save it under card. You can save it to any location you want. I do have a folder for SVGs. Hit save, and you're good to close out Inkscape. All right, so at this point, we're ready to jump into Fusion 360. If this is your first time using Fusion 360, I'll kind of help you with the controls as much as I can. So you're going to get a blank screen like this. Mine's still loading a little bit because, I don't know, my processor seems to be not the best. I don't know why. It's a really expensive processor, but maybe that's not the issue. It just takes a little bit to load. All right, there we go. So middle mouse button, your scroll wheel button, if you hold it down, you can move your plane around, okay? If you hold your left button, that's going to select. Your right button is going to draw, I guess. I don't ever use that. So what we're going to do is we need to create a new sketch. Everything we do on Fusion 360 is going to begin with a sketch. So you're going to click up here for a new sketch. Now you're going to have 3 different planes here. Zoom in with your mouse wheel if you want. This bottom plane is basically looking down from the top. Okay, this plane right here is basically looking at it from the side. And this one back here is basically the same thing, looking at it from the side. So you have your little box up here. So if you click front, that's going to show the front plane. Okay, so this is going to be the front of the object. If you hold your shift button down and your middle mouse wheel, you can rotate your view in 360. I always go in the front plane. So click the front plane here. Okay. Now we're in the front plane. Anything we do is going to be like we're looking at it from, you know, level I from like a countertop or something. We're looking at it level. Okay. Not looking at it from top from down. We're looking at like level with our eyes. That's what this plane is. So we're going to put in our bed size. So the Bambu is a 256 millimeter. So we're going to click 2-point rectangle. Before you do anything, you're going to go over here to center rectangle, and then you're going to click construction. This is just going to be better. You're going to click in the middle here just once, and now you have your option to make your any size you want. Don't touch anything else. Just type in. What I do is a little bit smaller. You don't want to do your exact bed size because, trust me, you'll find out the object's going to be too big to print. So you're going to hit 250, and then hit tab. 250 again, and that's going to create the 250 by 250 millimeter bed size. We're going to hit enter, and we're going to hit finish sketch. There we go. Now we have our first sketch right here. So it shows you your sketches right here. This is our first sketch. You can turn it off and you can turn it on. Okay, so this is our bed plate. Just picture this as our bed plate. Okay, even though it's on that horizontal plane, or you know, the eye level plane, just still picture this as it's laying down on our bed plate. Okay. Next, we're going to go to insert. We're going to say insert SVG, and we're going to locate that file, that folder where you saved the Cardinals head. So we saved it under card. There it is. Double click. Now it's going to want you to pick a plane to put it on. Remember the plane that we picked? We didn't pick the bottom. We didn't pick the back one. We picked this front one. So we're going to put the cardinal right there. Now the cardinal's probably going to be upside down. It's going to be in a different position. Don't panic. This little square right here, hold it and click it is how you're going to move it around. Okay. This one here is going to flip it. Boom. This little half moon right here, hold that down. That's going to resize it up and down. What I like to do is like to move it here, and this is going to turn it. So I'm going to get it just to fit on the 250 by 250 bed plate. You don't want to go over the lines because trust me, it won't fit the bed plate when you're done with it because we're going to be doing an outline on this. So that's pretty good. Okay. I would stick it right there. Now I'm not going to save it like this. I'm going to rotate it back to center, and then I'm going to center it here. I'm going to center it just right there under the bed plate. Doesn't really matter. You're going to hit OK. You're going to hit finish sketch. Now we have 2 sketches. We have our bed plate and we have our head. We're going to go ahead and delete, or you can delete it, I guess, but we're going to hide the bed plate. We don't need it anymore. We already know. We've already resized it. We already know we're not going to size it anymore. Okay. So we're good. We're ready for the next step. Now, what you want to do is make sure that you can see how it's being highlighted on each section. That means all of these connections are good. That way I can separate this border, I can separate this border, I can separate this, I can separate that, and I can separate that. That's exactly what we want. Now, some models are going to be a little bit more trickier, but once you learn the basics, you'll get an idea of how you can fix it and change it and things like that. It just takes practice. But this is going to be basic. Okay, so first things first. We're going to go ahead and right-click on sketch number 2. We're going to hit Edit Sketch, because now we're going to edit it. Now we have different tools up here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to double-click this outline. If you double-click it, the whole outline gets checked. If it doesn't for some reason, then you've got a break somewhere in the line. Okay, and I'll show you how to fix that. You're going to hit O on your keyboard, or you can hit offset up here. It's going to give us a second line that we can play with. See how we can go like up and down with this? And sometimes it's in the negative, and sometimes it's in the positive. Yours might say negative to go out. It just depends on what plane it's in. Okay, so we're going to hit 2.5. We want to be 2.5 millimeters outside of the original frame. Okay, if yours goes in, then you're going to want to hit negative 2.5. You're going to want to make sure chain selection is checked. That way it goes all the way around. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and hit OK. Now we've got a complete outline. There's really no sharp edges to worry about. Sometimes I like to do a fillet on like these sharp edges. That one's good. So now it'll be kind of a round curve. To get back to your mouse without doing anything, you can either hit Escape or you can hit Select, and that'll go back to your selection tool. Okay, now that we have that, we want to make sure. Okay, here, this is a good example. Okay, so you see how we made an outline of this? See how that's not lining up in here like this is? That's not lining up, so we have a break somewhere in this offset. So it's kind of tricky. Fusion 360 makes it a little tricky to find out. There's a couple ways you can do it. If you hover over one, you can see those little 2 lines, right? That's those little 2 markers. That's saying it's connected. Connected, connected. You can go through every single one, and if you find one that doesn't do that, then that's where the break is. There's a little bit easier of a way. I got a little confused on this at first, but I'll show you. You're going to click the line tool, and you're going to basically just do zigzags all the way through the image. Don't get confused, because this is not part of the make here. Let's go back, hit your select again. Okay, so you see how that lights up like that? The whole area fills? This is what we're trying to find. See how that area fills up? We're going to find the area that doesn't, and it's right here. See that? See how none of that fills up in there? See how that doesn't fill up in this section either, but it does here? So there's a break either in here, and that white one right there is telling you that's exactly where it is. So it could be in here, could be in here, but let's check. Let's try this one. Let's go ahead and click it, and we're going to delete it with your delete button on the keyboard. You're going to come up here, go into blend curve, click on that point, See how that's a nice curve now? It's the really tight ones that kind of has a hard time. You probably have to manually do it with like a line tool and the curve tool. I'm not going to mess with all that yet. All right, so now the whole bird's pretty much blue. So now we can delete these lines. Sorry, guys, if that was a little confusing. It was for me. That's the only thing that sucks about Fusion 360 is it will cut these lines. It'll be like it won't connect all the way for some reason. So, and if you guys don't want these measurement things here, you can delete them right here, dimensions. So, okay, now that we've got our offset, sorry about all that. We've got our outer offset line right here and the whole bird. We're going to go ahead and finish sketch. And we're going to select the whole thing. Left click, select the whole thing. You're going to hit E on your keyboard. That's for extrude. We're going to go to start. We're going to hit offset. We're going to offset 40 millimeters. And we're going to distance it 2 millimeters thick. So now do you see that? That's going to be our back plate. We've just created our back plate for the box. We're going to new component, and you're going to hit OK. Now this is our back plate, and we're going to name it. So go to over here to now we have components instead of sketches or under sketches. We're going to hit component. We're going to hit again, and we're going to rename it back plate. Okay. Now you're like, what do I do next? Okay. We're going to turn the sketch back on. We leave the back plate back on. And now, remember that offset that we made right here? You're going to click just in the middle of it, right there. So now it's just the outlines doing it. You're going to hit E again for extrude. We're going to hit 40 millimeters again. Okay, that's going to go all the way to the back plate. See how that connected? Don't hit join. You're going to hit this again. You're going to go to new component and hit OK. This one, we're going to name whatever you want. Black, because these are all going to be black color. You could do black frame. Okay. So we got that. Now what we can do is we can actually hide the back plate. Okay. Follow along on this part pretty closely because this is a little important. We're going to hide the sketch. Hold shift down and middle mouse button. We're going to flip this all the way around. Just 180 degrees. If you click the middle button right here on the block, it'll actually square you straight up. We're going to create new sketch up here. You're going to zoom in and you're going to click on this surface. Okay. Now you're going to hit P on your keyboard for project, and you're going to click that surface again. You're going to hit OK. So we basically created another outline sketch for this. So what we're going to want to do is create an offset on the inside now. So see this line? You're going to double click. See how that goes all the way around? We're going to double click that, and we're going to hit O for offset. And we're going to go 2.5 again. But this time, we want to be in the middle. See how it's kind of giving us some issues there now? Not sure what's doing that. Let me try this. Oh, see, so these aren't completely connected. If they don't connect like that, you'll want to do one side, hold shift, do the other side, hit O, and it should all connect now. Where'd it go? Let's see. Do that, double click. This one's kind of a difficult one, so that's actually good. So hit 2.5. So now we've got 2.5 millimeter diameter in the middle now. If, like I said, if yours is going on the outside with 2.5, hit negative 2.5. Hit OK. So we've got the same exact problem that we did before. We have a break somewhere, and this happens a lot, unfortunately. So see how that lights up, but that doesn't. There's a break somewhere. So we're gonna have to do the same thing that we did with the other one, but it's okay. We can actually finish the sketch. Flip this back around. And I'm going to just turn off the black frame for now. That way we only have the projected sketch. See how when I click that, the whole thing lights up? We want it to do it just like that. That's not doing it. So we got to find that break. So let's get our, let's go ahead and right click, edit sketch, hit our line tool. And let's do a little zigzag. It doesn't have to be that tight, really. I mean, you're just trying to find the certain areas. Escape or hit select. So that's good. This one's good. There's no break there. No break here. No break here. Here's where the break is, right here somewhere. No break there. And no break there. See how that's just solid in there? So the break's right here because it's lighting both of these up. And it's right there. So let's delete that one. Modify, blend curve. Boom. Hit select. There we go. We've just sealed the deal. We can go ahead and delete these lines. Okay, great, perfect. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create the lip for the back plate. So we're going to highlight the back plate. Okay. And we're going to highlight the center piece here, or the inner line. This inner line that we just created, we're going to click that. We're going to hit E for extrude. And this time we're going to go to Start, Profile. You're going to hit Object. Now, when we hit Object, it's going to connect to the object that we click. So we're going to click this surface because we want the lip to connect to that. So we're going to hit that surface, and we're going to hit the distance of -5 because we want the lip to come out. See how -5 goes that way? If we do 5, it's going to go inward that way. It's actually going to cut. So we go -5. Okay, and now you're going to want to put join this time because we want that to join with the back plate. So hit join, and there you go. There's our back plate that's going to fit into that. See that? So we have that inner lip now. That's going to fit in there nice and snug. And when you put these together, you can put a little bit of super glue on that or a little bit of CA glue or whatever. That way it'll hold it in there. It's going to be a tight fit anyway. So, all right. Next step is we're going to finish the surface and do the coloring. So we're going to enable our original sketch, and we're going to hide the back plate. I always like to get a straight front on look when I do this. So now we're going to individualize each color. So let's go back to our sketch here, or to our drawing, our PNG, and we're going to see what colors we need here. All right, so the outline of this is going to be black. Pretty much all of that's going to be black. Easy enough, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to click that. That's the only piece that's going to be black. So we're going to hit E. We're going to do 1 millimeter. We're going to put new component. Actually, no, we're not going to do new component. We're going to do new body. And we're going to hit OK. We're going to come back over here. We're going to open our new bodies. We only have one right here. We're going to left click it, drag it all the way to black frame. There you go. Now all the black colors are going to be together. Okay, now that body went away. So now next we're going to do is the interior here, which is going to be red, right? So we're going to click that. We're going to E for extrude. We're going to do 1 millimeter. This time we're going to new component though. We definitely want new component here. And we're going to hit OK. We're going to come over to that new component, and we're going to name it red. Let's keep going. Right here, the eyeball is the only spot that's going to be white. We're going to hit E for extrude. 1 millimeter. New component. OK. Rename white. One left. We got the beak. Hit it. So we got two separate ones here, right? So hit 1. Hit E for extrude. Don't click anything else yet, and click that one. That'll automatically select it. For some reason, that unselected, but that's fine. Same thing. 1 millimeter. New component. Rename it to yellow. Alrighty. So at this point, let's go ahead and turn off that sketch. Let's open up our back plate. And here is basically our box. We just need to paint it now. We're going to hit A on your keyboard. This is going to bring up our paint options. We're going to hit Fusion Appearances. I make it simple. A lot of people have downloaded paints and stuff. This isn't obviously going to be the final product. We're going to hit Paint. Glossy. And you're going to drag that up, and you're going to duplicate this for how many paint layers you have. So the first one is going to be black. We're going to drag that all the way to black. So you see that, how the frame, everything that we wanted black is black now? I'm going to right click on the next one. We're going to edit. We're going to do red. Drag that to the red. There's the red. We're going to edit this one. What was next? White. The white on here is really bad. It's like cream. We're going to edit this one, and this is going to be yellow. And we're just going to drag that over to yellow. Close this out. And ladies and gentlemen, you have your box. That's basically it. We're done. We've literally just made a light box. But I'm going to show you how to do a couple other things real quick. You can always go into Render, You know, if you guys want to like do some pictures and stuff, if you go to like this, you can control the lighting and stuff on where it shines. There's a lot of different things you can do with that, but yeah, so you can do that. You can rotate around it. So pretty cool. All right, let's go back into design. And let's go ahead. I mean, we're obviously making a light box, right? So what we're going to do is we need to create some sort of plug back here, USB, whatever. Mine, personally, I put USB-C cords in them. So I'll show you how I do it. You don't have to do it this way. You can totally measure your own, but I'll show you how to do it. Turn off everything except the back plate. Okay. This is where it's going to print by itself. So get your front view. You're going to create sketch and click the surface of this. I'm going to do my square. So my USB-C port is 6 millimeters by 14 millimeters. Okay. And I'm going to put this probably like somewhere low because I'm going to make a stand for this. I'm not going to hang it on the wall or anything. So maybe like right around there. Okay. I'm going to click the middle of it. E for extrude. I'm going to go back the other way. It doesn't matter how far you go. Just if you go that way, it's going to create that. You want to cut a hole in this. So we're going to go the other way. Make sure that's on cut. Hit cut. And now we have our hole for our USB-C. You can do this for anything. You can do this for a wall mount. You can literally create a wall mount. You know, I haven't done anything like, actually I did create one. Let me see if I can insert that. Insert a DXF file. That's like a sketch file. If you have, see if I have any. I don't even know where I would have saved them. Let's see. Here it is. So I don't even think it's active anymore, to be honest with you. Oh, wait, you got to put the plane. There it is. So like if you wanted a wall hang like this, you would just basically hit OK. And then you would extrude that just like we did on that other one, you know, and then that's kind of a bad one. But we're not going to do that. All right. So we got our USB-C. We can open all these again. And that's pretty much it. Now to make a stand for this, it's pretty easy. I'm not very creative. So there are definitely some creators out there that can make some really cool looking stands. But if you just want to make like a basic stand, go ahead and delete all of this. Go into your sketch, not that one. Let's go to your original sketch. Let's hit your front plane view. What you're going to want to do is edit that sketch. So go into edit. So basically you're going to go into your line tool. You're basically going to draw yourself a stand. So, I mean, there's literally endless ways of, you know, making a stand. So you can just like go from here, you know, to here, make it, see, I'm horrible. I'm really bad at making stands because I don't have the eye for that. That's my next project, is to learn how to make better stands. But look, okay, so you see how that's separate? So all you're going to do is just E, extrude. Now you're going to go to 42 millimeters though, because you got to remember we have that back plate now, right? So go ahead and open all your things and go ahead and hit, you don't want to hit join, you want new component. Hit OK. And then you're going to name this stand. And then go back into the A. Put your black on the stand, or whatever color you want. But there it is. There's the stand for that. There's way other ways of making cool designs if you want to make a cool stand. But this really was just to make the light box. But that's a way to make just a quick stand if you need. That's really an ugly stand, to be honest with you. So we're going to go ahead and just delete that stand for right now and that sketch. So, all right. I'm going to show you guys how to, let me delete this. I don't know why that's not, all right. I'm going to show you guys how to save this in Bambu Studios. So just delete our sketches. First one we're going to hit is our back plate. Right click, save as mesh. you're going to want STL binary millimeter refinement high. Okay, just copy those settings. Hit OK. Find the folder that you want to save this into. I'm going to go Lightboxes. I'm going to rename. I'm going to make a new folder for card. And hit save. Hit save. Next one's the black frame. We're going to go to save as mesh. Same settings. This time it's automatically going to be there. So just hit save. Red. Save as mesh. Save. White. Save as mesh. Okay, save. Yellow. Save as mesh. Okay, and save. Did I already have a yellow in there? Sure. Okay, whatever. All right, we're basically done Fusion 360, guys. I mean, it's that simple. It's that simple. Okay. There's other ways of doing this too. You can put this on the back plate if you wanted. There's other ways of doing this. This is just the way I learned how to do it. Let's go into Bambu Studio. I'll give you some settings, some good settings for the filament, stuff like that. And of course, it's on my other screen. Let me pop that over here. Go to prepare. All right, let's do a couple of pads here. We're gonna open up. Now pay attention right here. This is where you can really screw up. You're gonna go into NFL Lightboxes. I didn't do that. I just went to this one. Okay. So we have our. Don't click the black frame yet. Hold down Control button and hit your red, white, and yellow. Got saved as untitled for some reason. Not sure. Hit open. You don't open these all together. Just the colors, not the black frame yet. Just the front part. Okay. You're gonna hit yes. Load these files as a single object. Definitely yes. And what happened? Something happened. Hold on. See, this is raw nature here, guys. Red. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't save my backplate. Let's go back into Fusion. For some reason, the backplate didn't get saved. There it is. Okay. Now we're gonna hit black, red, yellow, white. Open. Yes. There is our frame. Okay. Hit the lay on face. We want it to lay down on the colored side. Okay. Hit your rotate because we're probably gonna have to rotate it because see how it's saying it's too close to the edge. This is why it was important that we stayed in the. That's why it was important that we did 250 by 250. So you're going to want to go kind of like a diagonal. It's going to be tight. If you're going to do it like this, it's going to be tight to get the best size. Okay, so that works. So we'll hit that again. Okay. Now we're going to go over here to objects. You're going to put all your colors in here. You should obviously know how to put your colors in here. Black is going to be black. Red is going to be red. Just hit number 5 because that's number 5 right here. Yellow is going to be number 6. And white is going to be number 2. So if we look underneath, there's our cardinal right there. Okay. Make sure your tower is out of the way. Make sure everything looks good. Got your filament settings. Go back to global. You guys can go ahead and just copy these settings. I have, not these ones, I have a preset for Lightbox. I honestly can't remember which ones that I changed. But if you guys want to screen grab this and just copy these. I know that I turn elephant foot compensation off. Make sure you're on Archine for wall generator. Strength. I always put gyroid. If you do grid, it's faster and stuff, but it could damage your head. I actually bent my nozzle with that one. So copy those settings. Really, a lot of this stuff's just the same. There's just a few settings that help with the color. So, and then supports. There's not going to be any supports. Other. Make sure you're in advanced settings too. So, all right. If you guys want to screenshot those, copy those, do whatever. And for my filament, you guys can screenshot that. I run at 210, 55 degrees for my bed. I use a Lego Pro filament. I don't think I've changed any of these. So if you guys want to just check those settings out real quick, go ahead and slice the plate. It's going to take about 3 hours and 54 minutes. When you do it, you want to make sure you go down to your first initial layer. Make sure everything looks tight. Make sure your edges look tight. If you have anything with big gaps or anything, you got to be careful, because sometimes you could, if you accidentally like hit an object like red, you can accidentally move it. See how I just moved that? You can accidentally move this. So you want to make sure that you don't do that. Definitely want to make sure you don't want to do that. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Just go down in your first layer. You might have some pinholes, and I'm going to show you real quick how to make a diffuser. Okay, so that's it, you guys. It's just print it out and see how it goes. And then what you're going to want to do is your second plate. This is just going to be your back plate. So let's see, back plate. And you're just basically going to do the same thing. Back surface. Move it around the way you want. Cardinals head actually fits on here pretty good. So boom. Make sure you have it going up. And it's a good idea to make a white diffuser in here, because that does help with the pinholes and stuff. So let's go back into Fusion 360. Let's go ahead and delete the back plate. And let's go ahead and select everything. So let's extrude this, hit E, the red, the white, and the yellows. If it lets me. Let's try shift. So hit black, hold shift, white, yellow, yellow beak. Okay, select the whole interior of this thing. Hit E for extrude. Now we're going to offset this. Hit offset and go 70. Hit 70 millimeters, and then hit 1 millimeter. All right, we did not... Why didn't we select everything? Let's try that again. Red, black, white, beak, beak. Extrude. Is it not? I don't think it's selecting everything. Oh, maybe my sketch has to be on. Let's try something here. Let's turn these off. Let's just do the sketch. Not this outline though, just the inside. So extrude that one, that one, that one, that one. And then let's go offset of 70 and 1 millimeter. New component. That's going to be our diffuser. That's going to slide right in there. Just name this diffuser. You can turn all, well, you don't have to turn all that back off or on. You can just right click, save as mesh, diffuser. Okay, so now we're back into Studios, Bambu Studios. See our diffuser in here now? This is actually going to be white. You want to make sure you do this white. It doesn't matter what face, because it's just flat. It's just going to be a flat piece. So we'll do that. Flat piece. There we go. And then we're going to right click, change filament to white. Boom. There is our diffuser. So basically this is going to fit inside this just perfect. I put a little bead of hot glue in there as well, so it stays. But that's it, you guys. Let's print this out and check it out.